I can't believe it has been over 2 months since we've talked about Spider-Man Brand New Day on this channel. And these past 2 months have arguably been some of the most important when it comes to set photos and leaks for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So I am very behind, so I thought, what the heck, let's do a giant recap of everything we know so far about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now there is a lot to discuss here, but we are limiting ourselves to things that have only been confirmed or rumors that have a lot of evidence behind them or have been posted by credible sources, so that we can kind of not pull things out of thin air and not really theorize and speculate, but kind of give you the realness that is this film right now. So let's start off with some of the fundamental stuff, starting off with the suit. The suit that we saw in that teaser trailer did not do the suit justice whatsoever in comparison to the set photos. And what I think about the suit that we've seen in those set photos, I think it is near perfection. It is so awesome. I am absolutely in love with the suit. I honestly think it is one of the best Spider-Man suits that we have gotten on screen, and I could argue to say that is one of the best live-action superhero suits that we have seen. The brick pattern on the cloth, the raised webbing, the deepness of that red color, the blue color reacts to light. When it's lighter, it's lighter blue. When it's darker blue. It looks fantastic. The eyes are sharper and longer, and they look so much more intense. I am in love with this suit. This suit is literally ripped from comic pages, and if I were to nitpick, and I will, considering I'm a Spider-Man fan, all that I would change is the back logo. I wanted the tick, as most of you guys know, but we didn't get it, and that's fine. I still think it looks great, but I would have preferred the tick. Now, something I find really cool is that Tom actually discussed his involvement on designing the suit with Lad Bible. Here's that quote from Tom. "What's been really fun about this most recent movie is designing the suit and being part of the process and understanding what we wanted to try and achieve." Then Lad Bible states that he focused on the story behind the suit, adding that he found the process of deciding specifics of details such as why the suit is red and blue exciting. Now, they did ask for those specifics and what inspirations they took from, but Tom was tight-lipped about it, and Lad Bible states that it could be from a spoiler. That isn't a direct quote from Tom, that is just Lad Bible insinuating that it could be a spoiler, but that doesn't seem outlandish at all. In the past, we heard rumors of Tom Holland's Spider-Man making his new final swingsuit at the end of No Way Home based on his multiversal brothers, which Tom actually recently confirmed in an article with Complex, saying, "I really like the idea that he's trying to be like his big brothers, that he looks up to them and he sees little details on their suits that are really cool. And now that he is making his own suit and isn't a part of this bigger team." Because don't forget, Tom Holland's Spider-Man actually never made his own Spider-Man suit, which is a lot of reasons why fans think less of him. But there have been rumors that we'll see this final swingsuit in this montage of Peter recapping the last 3 years of his adventures as Spider-Man, which in my mind does make the most sense. Yeah, I mean, 3 years of continuous Spider-Manning, you're gonna need a new suit, whether it's gonna be the same exact one or a similar one with minor modifications, which this is very much so. Now, Tom and Lad Bible do talk about some more interesting things, but we'll get to those later because I want to talk about these set photos and leaks. So I did have this bigger plan to show you almost every single set photo and leak that we got, but I thought it was just a lot of duplicates, a lot of angles taken from the same time periods. So I just wanted to include a lot that kind of meant to what we know so far and confirmations of things, and also what I kind of find interesting. So let's talk about the first 2 weeks where we got this tank chase scene in Glasgow. So in my What I Want from Spider-Man Brand New Day video, we talked about this giant action sequence that was going to need over a month to shoot, a bunch of safety restrictions going to be taken in Glasgow and whatever, and this is the sequence that we're talking about right here. This is that action sequence that we talked about. We see what appears to be Spider-Man trying to stop this armored vehicle that's rampaging through the streets of New York while Punisher is interfering. Just looking at all these set photos and videos from that time is just so cool. The pyrotechnics, the practical web swimming, the practical effects, everything just looks awesome. I'm so excited to see what this looks like on the big screen. Towards the end of that 2-week filming period in Glasgow, we got this fight between Spider-Man and an invisible person. It looks like Spider-Man got hit right in the middle of the back. A lot of people have speculated that to be Scorpion's tail, maybe? A couple other set leaks that we got at that time. We have Peter here at May's grave. Probably just check it in. It could be the end of the movie. A lot of people have speculated that they've already filmed the end. We then see Peter in a Delmar's Deli shirt. A lot of people think that he could be working at Delmar's Deli now, which is kind of weird because it's just like too easy not to integrate a Daily Bugle arc in this story right now. But I mean, I guess that's cool. If you don't remember who Delmar is, he is from Spider-Man Homecoming. He owned that deli that Peter got his sandwich from, the guy who called his aunt hot, and then later got lasered by one of those high-tech weapons Vulture was selling. We also got this picture of Tom in his suit, Zendaya mysteriously hiding her hair. A lot of us think that maybe they gave her her classic red hair, which I mean is probably true. Then we see Ned here with his classic wig, some glasses, and an MIT shirt. We know that they've got into MIT, or most likely at MIT at this time. And MIT is supposedly supposed to be evil in this movie, so I mean, I don't know. But they're with two fans here who very luckily got the tour of the set of both Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday, because they both were filming at Pinewood Studios at the time. Avengers Doomsday is now wrapped, but it's weird that they were filming at Pinewood Studios. I'm not gonna lie. Filming did take a pause last week because Tom Holland unfortunately suffered a mild concussion while on set. Thankfully, unfortunately, it looks like he has made a full recovery, as we saw him on set yesterday in the suit even, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about that later. But even his dad said that the reports in the articles were so dramatic and the accident wasn't nearly as bad as they're all saying they were. Someone said that there was also like a stunt person who was involved in the accident. It was just Tom. He bumped his head and he just had to go to the hospital. Nothing was too crazy, and thankfully, he's okay. But yeah, yesterday we did get some cool set photos of Spider-Man in this jailbreak sequence that is being filmed in Basingstoke right now. We are rumored to see Spider-Man fight some of the foes that he has rounded up over the past 3 years. Some of those rumored villains are Scorpion, Tombstone, Ramrod, Tarantula, and Boomerang. And here we go, we got our first ever look at one of the villains of the movie, Michael Mando, who is reprising his role as Mac Gargan. And from the looks of it, he's being broken out. My question is, by who? And then we also get these really cool set photos of Tom on set, playing both roles of Spider-Man and executive producer. Let's move on to the supporting cast, because it is quite stacked. Starting off with one of our first reveals, Mark Ruffalo is returning as the Incredible Hulk. Specifically, when the reports dropped, we got Savage Hulk put in the title. So Savage Hulk, the real Hulk, is returning in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is awesome. We have yet to have any real knowledge on what his role is. We kind of just know that he's in there. We don't know his motive. We don't know if he's involved in the main story or this is just some random occurrence. We don't know much, but we know that he's going to be on the big screen in his Savage form and having a tussle with Spider-Man, which is gonna be so cool. Jon Bernthal is returning as the Punisher in this movie, and he is rumored to have a greater role than the Hulk, but still not enough to be a main character. I think it'll be much easier for Spider-Man and Punisher to come across each other. I mean, they both just scour the New York streets to fight crime, and it's already been revealed that they're not gonna like each other, which is comic accurate and makes sense because Spider-Man doesn't kill and makes a point not to kill, and Punisher will kill anyone just because. Zendaya's MJ and Jacob Batalon's Ned Leeds will be returning for this film, as we saw that set photo with two lucky fans. Now, the extent of their roles has yet to be revealed. In my opinion, I think they're going to be small roles. I think it's going to be Peter checking in on them or maybe accidentally running into them. I don't think they're going to play a very pivotal role in the story whatsoever. Michael Mando, after 8 long years, will finally don the title and the suit of the Scorpion, which is so cool. I'm so excited for that. And hopefully the only title he gets is Scorpion, because for whatever reason, this guy keeps posting Mac Gargan's Venom on his Instagram. This is scaring me a lot, especially because we are getting rumors that the symbiote left in the MCU might attach to a host at the end of Brand New Day, and it better not be anyone else besides Eddie Brock. I'm telling you. Listen guys, if you think Mac Gargan should be the Venom in the MCU, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, you're not a real Venom head. You're not a gooner like me, so just listen to me and understand that nobody in the MCU should be Venom besides Eddie Brock. Just understand that and accept it, please. And I have a whole video coming out soon about it, about Venom in the MCU and how to integrate them. So just trust me until then, until you see that video, then you can make your judgment. We've been hearing a lot about Tombstone, and he was casted the other day. Marvin Jones III will be playing Tombstone. I think that is a great casting. He's going to do fantastic in that role, and he actually voiced Tombstone in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but his speaking lines were scrapped. Florence Pugh is rumored to make an appearance as Yelena Belova in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, the extent of her role is yet to be revealed. A lot of rumors suggest that she just might be trying to recruit Spider-Man for her new Avengers, and I hope that's the case. I really hope she's like a post-credit scene or just a little sliver, because just leave Spider-Man out of all the Doomsday trash that's happening just for as long as possible. Please, please. Per Google, J.K. Simmons will be returning as J. Jonah Jameson, aka the GOAT. I was super surprised when Tremel Tillman was casted. Now, a lot of people were saying he could have been Tombstone or Norman Osborn. I was on the Tombstone side of things because I think he just has that stature. I think he would have been really good in that role, but I think Marvin Jones III is the better pick. And obviously, it's neither those characters, Tombstone or Norman Osborn. And that was confirmed, and his role has even yet to be confirmed, so we have no idea who he is. But it's reported that it's going to be a small villainous role, and my choice is Ramrod. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's going to be Ramrod. Now, Ramrod is a little bit more of an underground Marvel character. He's an original character of Daredevil. He's a very small-time, like, goon-type supervillain. I mean, he was a construction boss, or like the head of a construction company, got into an accident, and some dude gave him cybernetic parts and wanted to have him help him take over San Francisco or something like that. I mean, he's a very small-time goon role that's probably easy to throw in as just a villain of the week. Now, if he were to be a big villain role, I honestly would have thought he might have been Miles Warren, aka the Jackal, or Alistar Smythe and make or be the Spider Slayer. But again, it's confirmed that it's going to be a smaller role, so honestly, I'm going to stick with Ramrod. It makes the most sense in my mind. Liza Colin Zayas, we haven't heard anything about her role since she was casted, and I'm going to stick with my gut on this one. I really think she is in Peter's non-superhero life, a neighbor, a volunteer at Feast, a friend of May's, a teacher, someone of that value. Now, this last actor has been giving us the most trouble on figuring out who she is, and that is Sadie Sink. This girl has sent all of Spider-Man Twitter spiraling trying to figure out who she is. Early reports and rumors may have said Gwen Stacy, Black Cat, Mayday Parker, and Jean Grey, and looking back with all the information that we have now, we still have no idea. They have given us 0 clues on who she could be, and I think that's a part of the story. I think it'll be a huge spoiler if they give it away right now, but they're saying Firestorm now, they're saying Mystique, they're saying Carly Cooper, they're saying Annabelle Adams, and they're saying Shathra. So let's do some thinking ourselves and do a little process of elimination. I think it is safe to rule out any long-term relationships, so Gwen Stacy and Black Cat, that means you. Right now in Peter's life, he really doesn't need a love interest, especially one as prominent as Gwen Stacy and Black Cat, so I'm gonna say it's safe to rule out those two. Mayday Parker at first was super laughable, but now that we have this hugely evident rumor that Tobey Maguire might be in Doomsday, it doesn't seem very laughable at all. But I do think it's very slim chance that she is Mayday Parker. Jean Grey. Now, I keep hearing this. Jean Grey keeps getting brought back up, and I don't know why. It wouldn't make sense to add the X-Men right now. I don't think that's what they're planning on doing. I don't think that's what they want to do. It wouldn't even make sense for Jean Grey to appear. She's not like a very prominent person in Peter's life. She's not the X-Men you think of when you involve Spider-Man. It just doesn't make sense that it'll be Jean Grey. You understand? But I keep hearing it, so it could be, but I don't think it is. And I think it's safe to say the same thing with Mystique. I think it's just too early. I don't think that's what they're trying to do right now. I think they're saving that for after Secret Wars. I don't think any of the X-Men type characters will appear. We did hear a little rumor about Firestorm, and I'm gonna roll with it for a little bit. This is kind of my own headcanon thing, but for those who know Ball, know Firestorm. She was an original character created for Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Not that one. This one with Iceman and Firestar. She was an original character created for the show, and I think she could be Sadie Sink's character. Now again, this is my own headcanon theory, it means nothing, but I mean, we hear a lot about Jean Grey, and Firestorm and Jean Grey are actually very similar characters and styles and powers, and she's more of a Spider-Man adjacent character. She was created specifically for that show, and she is a mutant. So if they really are trying to set up more mutant stories, why not do it with a character that actually has a connection to Spider-Man, like Firestorm? Also in my deluded mind, I think that Destin Daniel Cretton could have a soft spot for the character because he was around 4 to 5 years old when that show was airing on television, so I think he could have been introduced to Firestorm and developed a soft spot for the character. But again, that is 100% my own theory. That is no real evidence behind it. I just think that would be cool. Now, these last 3 rumored characters I bundled together because I find it a little odd that they all were talked about in kind of the same context. when a couple other details about Sadie Sink's character were given to us. Now, it was revealed that her character could be an amalgamation of a couple characters and will also be a shapeshifter, maybe? So these three characters are Carly Cooper, Annabelle Adams, and Shathra, who are all characters in the Spider-Verse world. Carly Cooper is a forensic scientist for the NYPD that teams with Spider-Man quite frequently in the Dan Slott 2007 run. She also temporarily gains spider powers in the Spider Island event and even shares a small romantic relationship with Peter until she breaks up with him because she finds out he's Spider-Man. Very likely, but let's move on to Annabelle Adams. Annabelle Adams is actually the code name for Sadie Sink's character right now, and I mean, that could mean nothing, that could mean something. Stephen Peggy's house in Doomsday has been codenamed as the Luke Cage house just because it's yellow, so I mean, this could be nothing. But Annabelle Adams is a bartender slash singer who lives in Houston, who actually shares a romantic relationship with Kane Parker, the second Scarlet Spider, after he moves to Houston. But that's really all she has going for her character-wise. She's not a very prominent character, but the fact that Sadie Sink's code name is Annabelle Adams is weird, right? And then let's end it with Shathra. Now, Shathra is a wasp-like spirit created by the Web of Life, the Spider-Verse. She is a natural predator to spider people, similar to how wasps are to spiders in the insect world, and she feeds on spider totems. Now, these three characters were talked about in the same context over the same couple days, and I think it's not a coincidence. I think there could be an amalgamation of Carly Cooper, Annabelle Adams, and Shathra as this one original character that Sadie Sink is rumored to be playing. Like, what if we see Carly Cooper, a future forensic scientist for the NYPD who is originally from Houston, who is a singing bartender at nights, somehow turned into this cosmic wasp spirit? Now, obviously, I'm delusional, and I have no idea who she could be, and what I just said could be, poof, absolutely nothing. And it probably is absolutely nothing. I'm just drawing strings here, pulling things out of thin air. And I mean, we keep hearing so much about the villain of this movie and how no one has reported on it yet. Nobody has said it online. I mean, just give it to us already, man. You know what? We spent way too much time talking about Sadie Sink. We have to stop. We have to stop. So obviously, the story isn't very linear to us yet. We really have no idea what the story is going to entail. Even based on all these reports and set leaks, we have really nothing. That's totally fine with me. Now, it seems to have the essence of a classic superhero movie, but ambitious enough to really push the flexibility of Spider-Man. The way he can adapt in different environments and situations, it really looks like they're going to be pushing the boundaries of Tom Spider-Man, and that is super exciting. Honestly, I think this will be a nice Spider-Man story with an ending that will lead into Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. We talked about this in the last video, but yeah, we have heard a lot of rumors about Tobey Maguire kind of taking the role of Spider-Man away from Tom in Doomsday to prepare Tom to play this bigger role in Secret Wars, which is the right idea. I mean, I think we all know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be a very, very prominent role in Secret Wars, and he's gonna need to be a very large focal point. I think that about covers it, everybody. I think we have gone through almost every update that we have gotten thus far for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I am so excited to keep learning about this movie as the days go by, especially with you guys. I do want to touch on one thing before we go. So on October 17th, 2024, which is almost a year ago, Tom Holland appeared on a podcast with popular YouTuber Rich Roll. In that podcast, they talked about quite a lot of things: Tom's sobriety, Tom's relationship with different actors, building the brand of Bureau, and obviously the future of Spider-Man. Now, this was before we had gotten any real concrete news about Spider-Man 4, but in this podcast, he does confirm that there have been talks, he's read a draft, and that he's super excited that it's actually happening. But he did say he had an internal struggle about coming back for the film or coming back as the character. He didn't know if it was the right move for his mental health or for his career, and he just kind of was struggling with it. But he knew he was in this sweet spot between Disney and Sony where, you know, he kind of had a very large voice into whether or not this was going to happen or not, and he played with that for a little bit and he struggled with it. And to me and to a lot of the other fans, we kind of noticed maybe Tom could disappoint us here. You know, maybe he won't come back. You know, maybe he doesn't understand what it means to play this character, the weight that this character brings to people. And Luckily for us, that's not the case. Tom is not going to fail us. Tom told Lad Bible, "I've been actively sifting through the internet and trying to best understand what it is that the fans want from a Spider-Man movie. That's been my driving force in these pitch meetings. I think the producers at times were like absolutely sick of me, but I think it's really important because we make these movies for the fans." Here's another quote. "I have such a good understanding of who Peter Parker is, and I've been so lucky that the fan base has been so vocal about what they love from the franchise. We've been really able to lean into those things and capitalize on those things. So I love standing up for the character, being in the room, and making sure that the decisions we make are what's best for Peter Parker, because he really does feel like one of my best friends." He cooked with that. He cooked with that. He couldn't have said anything better. This couldn't have been more of a confirmation to us, the fans, that Tom knows what this character means to us, and he is going to do whatever it takes to bring us the best adaptation on the screen. Tom, thank you, dude. Thank you. You have the potential to do something insane with these next couple movies, and I have a feeling you're going to do it. I have a feeling that Tom Holland one day will be regarded as the greatest Spider-Man of all time. In the end, this movie cannot come any quicker. This year needs to end. 2025 has been one of the worst years of my entire life. I'm not even kidding. 2026 cannot come any sooner. I'm so hopeful for it. I am so ready to be in my Spider-Man movie hype era. Thanks, guys.